Canada. Today my topic is David Ricardo. So David Ricardo was the British political economist, one of the most influential in the classical economists along the Thomas Malthus, Adam Smith and James Mill. So first of all, uh, we have to discuss about the personal life of David Ricardo. So David Ricardo, born in London, England, Ricardo was the third child of 17 child. So he read Wealth of Nations in 1799, encourages to the James Mill. So next he was wrote the famous book of economy, The Principles of Political Economy in 1870. Next he was great achievement 1819 and 1823 he was a member of parliament. Next record system differ the Smith method and analysis deductive method. So important diminishing returns in agriculture. So his father was a successful stockbroker, and Ricardo beginning with working with the at age of 14 years. At the age of 21 years, Ricardo eloped with a cracker Priscilla Annie Wilson and against his father's wish. So, at age of 21 years, David Ricardo was married the woman Quaker Priscilla Annie Wilkinson. So, the against his father's wish converted to the utilitarianism. The religious difference resulted in the entrancement of his family. So, and he has lead to adapted the position of independence. His father disowned him, and his mother apparently never spoke him to again. So, following in estrangement, he went into business for himself with the support of Lubbock and Forrest. So, to eminent to banking house, he made the bulk of the fortune the result of speculation of the outward and Battle of Walter. Next, in August 1818, he brought the Lord Portlagon set in the Parliament part of the terms of a loan of 25,000. He recalled the Parliament was that an interest reform. He held the Senate into the death 5 years later. Ricardo was a close friend James Mill. Ricardo was close friend. So, as a MP, he voted the opposition to support the liberal movement in Naples. So, he administrative. So, the administration is very good and he was improved the more laws in those days. Laws in those days. Next, the theories of Adam Smith. Ricardian system. We have developed the Ricardian system. Labor theory, exchange value. This is the important theory. The labor also one of the commodity. He has created the labor value. Next theory, the theory of rent and administrating returns to the agriculture. Next theory of wages and Malthusian population theory. Next one is corn models. So the important theories is four. One is labor theory of exchange value. Second one is theory of rent, and third one is theory of wages. Next one is corn models. The related to the international trade, machinery, taxation, and banking policy. Banking policy. 1 minute. Yes. So Four theories, we can see that labor theory of exchange value and labor rent, next theory of wages. Next one, social background of Ricardian theories. Social background. Ricardian and Malthus are known as uh, precedents in his history, economic thought during the life of Ricardo. Industrial revolution and had already taken place with all its attentive evil. There was factory system and growth of population and poverty working masses increase. There was increase in prices of grains caused by depreciation of money and increased urban population. So Malthus and David Ricardo is a contemporary economist and we deal with economy with simultaneous theories also. Leads of inferior quality were brought into cultivation and land rent were increases. The economy of the day were known as capital economy because use the capital were increased. The raising prices for food made corn laws a topic of a great controversy. The land power were increased in the continual of formula because they get high prices of corn and consequently high prices of rent. So high prices of corn and consequently rent also increasing. So burden of prices also have to vary the common people. The recording system, the silent features of recording systems are follows. First of all, Ricardo had a analytical genuine. He was deductive thinker. He did not give statistical or historical facts to support to his conclusion. He was firm believer of laissez-faire economy. Laissez-faire economy means without government interference. Only two sector economy. One is household sector and another one is business sector. He considered money as evil. Ricardo believed on the quantity theory of money, in which the level of price in the economy is proportional to quantity of money in the economy. He incorporated the pragmatic views of Malthus with respect to population and food supply. Regarding analysis of rent based on the law of diminishing returns. So Ricardo, rent theory is called follow the law of diminishing theory. So in according to Ricardo, the rent has been divided in the three categories as the type of cultivated land. One is one first grade and second grade and third grade lands. The first grade land in the yearly three times yield we can cultivate that land. Next one, second one is only one crop in 1 year. Next, third grade is one crop in the 2 years. So this is the marginal diminishing returns we have to calculate the rent. On the scope of political economy, Ricardo considered the political economy as an inquiry into the laws which determine the division of the produced by industry among the classes who after its formation. In his preface, in his Principles of Political Economy and Taxation, Ricardo started that the produce of the earth has divided into rent, the profit, wage. So, Ricardo had introduced the three theories. One is rent theory, second one is profit theory, third one is wage theory. So these theories are the most important theories and evaluated the economy and wider than the scope of economy, which regulate the distribution is the principal problem of in the political economy. Next, the important theory of Ricardo is value theory. Value theory is the most important theory. So, Ricardo theory of value is essentially a labor theory of value. According to Ricardo, the value of commodities depend upon two things. One, security. Second one, quantity of labor. One security, second one is quantity of labor required to obtain them. Ricardo agree with Smith that value of most things depend on the amount of labor required to produce it, but are another group of things whose supply cannot be created by labor. Smith applied labor theory of value to primitive society. Ricardo applied it to the capital society as well. Ricardo has made a distinction between the natural price and market price. So market price may be derived from natural price because the temporary fluctuations of supply and demand. If market price rises above the normal prices, profit will rise and more capital will be used to produce the commodity and vice versa. In other words, short-run price depend upon the supply and demand, and long-run price depend upon the cost of production. So short-term prices depend upon the supply and demand. So variations and fluctuations of the supply and demand. So gaps between supply and demands, short-term price. What about long-run price? Long-run price will depend upon the cost of production. So, and the relative cost of production is two commodities are proportional to relative amount of labor required to produce. So, relative cost of production two commodities are proportional to the relative amount of labor required to produce it. Ricardo theory of rent. Next theory is first one is value theory, second one is rent theory. In the beginning of 19th century, between 1814 and 16, there arose the political debate of England, which led to so many theoretical discussions in the economic history of Europe. In fact, the period 1711 to 1794, the prices of corn, the price of corn remained very stable. But during the period of 1795 to 1800, there was a threefold increasing in the price of corn, and it went into the increasing in the coming 2 decades. As the corn was basic food item, in increasing in the price creates trouble to the labor. That creates political instability. Thousands of people died due to starvation and the employers unwillingly increasing the wage as the price of corn increases. Among the economists of that time, there was a group which thought that price of corn went up due to collusive behavior or landlords. So they could end high rent. At the time, most of the corn production made with the help of land, a or rent. So corn price will increase. So automatically the burden is dumped on the common man. So automatically raising of the prices. The prices cannot be meet the common man. So the other group headed by David Ricardo, who wrote his Principles of Political Economy and Taxation in 1827. The quite opposite the term above. According to Ricardo, the corn price increases due to Napoleonic War in Europe from 1804 to 1850. This was created the storage of corn in Europe, leading to increasing its price. This made more profitable to produce corn. As the result of the demand for and the land increases, pushing the use of price of land, so the price or rent of land increases. On the other hand, if price decrease, it will be less profitable and produce corn. Accordingly, the rent of the land and the demand for the land decreases. Thus, according to Ricardo, rent is determined the price, not the prices of corn, which were determined by the rent. Ricardo and his associates has had a long struggle to abolish English corn law. and 1815 it is a propose of importing the more quantities of corn in the country so that their prices will decrease and the supply of corn increase. Land or inferior quality Land of inferior quality will be brought into cultivation. Rent will therefore rise. Wages will also rise to give labor their minimum of subsistence and profit will fall. Ricardo said that rent did not enter into prices. Rent did not enter into the prices. This had serious policy implications. It implied that even if high tax was imposed on rent, it would not raise the price of corn. Next, implications of the Ricardo theory of rent. The physiocrats Smith and Ricardo considered rent as a service, but there is no difference. While the physiocrats and Smith considered rent as a gift of the nature. So Smith believed on the harmony of the interests between landlord and rest of society. Ricardo was conflict of interest between the landlord and the rest of society. As population increased, the increased demand for food will raise its price. Next, wage scale. Wages are not price of labor. Like all other things, labor has its natural price and market price. The market price of labor depends on the supply and demand. If there is abundant supply of labor, wages will be low and vice versa. The natural price labor depends upon the prices of necessity of life. Prices of necessity of life. So there is a abundant supply of labor, wages will be low. So abundant supply of labor, wages will be low. So increasing the demand for labor, wages will be high. If the prices of food and other necessaries rise, wages will rise and then the prices of food fall, wage fall. Okay, automatically the price food of the other necessary rise, wages will rise. And when prices could fall, wages will fall. Ricardo believed that in the long run, both the natural price of labor and money wage tend to rise because of the increasing in the cost of production for increasing population. Ricardo idea that in the long run the wages of the workers will enable them to live only the subsistence level is sometimes referred as iron law of wages. When the market price of labor rises above the natural price, there will be expansion in the families of workers. As population rises, wages will come down to the natural level. When the market price of labor below the natural price, poverty and reduce the working population and wages will rise. Then the long run labor will receive the wages at the minimum subsistence level. Ricardo has not given a clear cut theory of profit but has emphatic about one thing. He firmly believed wages increased at the expenses of profits. In other words, whenever there was an increasing in wages, profit would fall. Thus, according to him, wages and profit are opposite to each other. Next one is money. On the question of money, we should remember that Ricardo was interested in the urgent currency problem of his day. Ricardo wrote on currency problem at the time when the market price of gold was increasing because of the introduction of inconvertible paper standard by the Bank of England. So he maintained that printing of banknotes was the main cause of raising prices of gold and other commodities. So Ricardo advocated that Bank of England should restore gold standard He believed that gold standard by acting as a check on the over issue of currency would curb inflation. He educated the economy in the use of gold, the silver. Ricardo currency reforms was adopted by the parliament in 1819 and the gold standard was introduced in 1821. And the gold standard remained the dominated monetary standard in Britannia and many other countries for over the century except during the major war. Major war. The theory of comparative advantage. This theory also one of the most important theory of David Ricardo theories. So last class we have discussed the absolute trade theory. So this is the comparative advantage theory. It is the major contribution Ricardo in the theory of foreign trade. Smith advocated free competition for foreign trade in his theory. Trade was based on the difference of absolute cost. So trade also depend upon the difference absolute cost. According to Smith, every country would buy the cheapest market. In the major contribution of Ricardo to the theory of foreign trade, Smith advocated free competition in foreign trade. His theory trade was based on the difference of absolute cost. But Ricardo develops the theory of comparative cost. According to him, trade might take place of the advantage of both trading partners. Even one of them was the efficient of the production of both commodities produced. Ricardo advocated that more efficiency countries should export those commodities whose comparative cost is lowest, and it should important those commodities whose comparative cost is highest. The theory comparative cost was the theoretical base on Ricardo advocate free trade policy. So we can illustrate the theory comparative cost of the famous example given by the Ricardo himself. Let us assume that the Portugal is the more efficient than the England, both lines of production. Portugal can produce the certain quantity of wine by the labor of 80 men and a certain quantity of cloth labor is 90 men. But in England, in the production of the same quantities of the wine, clothes take the respectively the labor is 120 and 100 men. So this is called as the 2 into 2 into more, 2 more. The two commodities and two countries and two factors. Under these circumstances, it would be a mutual advantage of the both countries in the Portugal specialized in wine and important cloth of food, while England specialized in the cloth of the imported wine. So this is the mutual understanding and mutual benefit of the both countries. So the mutual benefited to the both countries. This is called as the comparative advantage theory. So David Ricardo theory. So first of all, we have to list about the first one is rent theory, and second one is wage theory, and third one is profit theory. And we have discussed in this section compared to advantage theory and value theory also. So at the same time, biography also have to discuss it in this session. Thanks, students.